evening. And then tomorrow we'll just have some isolated storm chances, scattered showers and storms tomorrow night into Wednesday. So that's our highest day probability for wet weather, but it'll be scattered. We were talking about that, Maureen. You were asking me if it's going to be an all day rain. It's not going to be a washout. And then we're right back to sunshine and 80s. And that includes this upcoming weekend. And that includes Sunday and the Browns game at home and the one that we're going to win.
Yeah, we are going to win.
That's my
declared it. Yeah, we're going to talk Browns in just a little bit. Holly, go ahead and run off and go talk to WTAM. But first, we want to start with the big news story of the day. We are saying goodbye to one of our local Navy corpsmen who was one of the 13 killed in Afghanistan earlier this month. And Austin, you've been on that story all day in Milan. What can you tell us about what will happen today?
Yeah, so I'm live right now in Milan at Edison High School, and this is where Maxton Soviak, he went to school. He's a graduate of 2017, and he will be laid to rest later today. And then that's a private service, and there's going to be a public service later on this morning, starting at 11 a.m. And it's really just to honor his life, say goodbye, and again honor his life, his sacrifice, and also his service. Serving our country, as you were talking about, Maureen. He's one of the 13 service members that was killed last month in Afghanistan as soldiers were trying to attempt to evacuate citizens from Kabul's airport. And this is something that back here locally, the past week, they've had a number of touching tributes to honor his life. They had a procession that went through the middle of the town last week as he was bringing his body into his hometown of Milan. And then also on Friday, Maxton played football. He was a wrestler. It sounded like he was a fantastic athlete. And then he also played in the band as well, and just seemed very, community oriented, big into the school. So the school has been honoring him. And on Friday, they did so many different things just to honor his life. They had a military flyover on, for the football game. They also had his number 27 that was on the field. And then in the end zone, they had 13 chairs all set out there, each one representing one of the 13 members that died in this attack in Afghanistan at Kabul's airport. And then on they had his jersey, they had his wrestling singlet, they had his tuba on display as well. And then on their jerseys or helmets, one of the two, they had a tribute to him as well. And I believe it was his number, the number 27, but doing a number of different things. And so today there's going to be, they're expecting about 4,000 people to be here. That's exactly how many seats they have available. And then they might have a little bit of a spillover area, but they're going to be having his funeral, public memorial service at the high school, the football field here. And, there's 3,000 seats available. And then they set up an extra 700. And driving through here, there are American flag displays everywhere. There, I think I was thinking hundreds. There's got to be thousands of little American flags that are just lining the street here, getting into the town, and of course honoring him. The flags are at half staff, and then in people's yards they have his picture and to be memorialized. And this is a small community, but like many small communities, it's a tight-knit community. And we did an interview last week, and of just people saying, we are here to honor him, and we're doing as best as we can to support his family and to honor his sacrifice. So that's exactly what they're doing. And then there'll be a private service later on today, a burial service where he'll ultimately be laid to rest later on today. But there's also a memorial fund that people can make donations to as well. So we'll have information on that on our website, wkyc.com.
Yeah, our hearts just break for his family, of course, going through this. But you have to imagine that if they see 4,000 plus people show up and show their support, that it's comforting in some way. But then also what we've been hearing are people say, this is a tragedy no matter what, but we're also seeing people coming together and being united in a way when we've seen so much divisiveness over the past couple of years. And it's sad that it's in this way, but it does remind everybody, what patriotism really is.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
All right, Austin, thank you. Another big story that we're following, and let's put things in perspective. The Browns loss is heartbreaking, but it's football. it's fun. Dave, you've been covering that. We had a great chance. The Browns were great coming out of the gates. Then we had some mistakes. What do you think about the game?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you, preface it by saying that, because football is just a game, but it does affect so many, and so many people are following the Browns. No doubt about it. We know it's one of the best, if not the best fan base in all of football. So we were really pumped up about game one, right, in Kansas City. Browns lose 33-29. So if you look back, Austin and I talked about this game on Friday. We both picked the Chiefs. I just trying to be real. I have to be honest. I thought the Browns were going to lose. I thought they'd lose by 10. I thought it'd be really tight until the end of the game and the Chiefs would get like a late score. So really, I got to be honest. I thought the Browns played even better than I thought they would. Then the first half, they looked like a team that could beat anybody. Now, here's the key. You got to bottle that up for an entire game, not just 30 minutes. They fell apart in the second half. You can't have fumbles. You can't have botched punts. You can't let a 75-yard touchdown happen that just totally turns the tide. That's what happened to the Browns. They made mistakes. And in the end, Baker Mayfield not able to drive him down for the game-winning touchdown. I don't blame Baker. I thought Baker played a good game. I mean, 321 yards passing. He didn't have a touchdown. He did have the interception at the end of the game. But as I just said on the air this morning, if Baker wants to take that next step, and I'm not bashing Baker because I thought he played well, and I think he does have the ability to do this. But if you do want to go to the Super Bowl and you want to be an elite team in the NFL, your quarterback has to help you overcome those problems in the fourth quarter. And although it didn't happen yesterday, I don't fault him. If those mistakes don't happen, at least, or let's just say one of them doesn't happen, or two of them, they win that game. They were in position to win the game. Didn't happen. But we know by watching the Browns yesterday, they can play with anyone in this league. It's going to be a fun season. I think what else we found out yesterday, don't count out the Steelers. They won in Buffalo. The Bengals won their first game. They're going to be better. The Ravens, I know they have injuries, but they're always tough. Listen, it's not going to be easy. Buckle up, because there's going to be a lot of really good NFL games this year with the Browns.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dave, when you when the Browns were winning, at that point, were you questioning like, well, I don't know, maybe they will win?
As a Clevelander, I never do that. No.
No.
At halftime, I tweeted that the defense would decide this game, and ultimately, the mistakes were. I really felt that touchdown, that 75-yard touchdown, was the backbreaker. The defense. So mistakes happen. You have fumbles, blah blah blah, but. I guess there was a period where what were they up? 22 to,
wasn't it like 10 or something at that point?
10, yeah.
22 to 10.
It was 22 to 10. So at that point, but there was just so much football to play. And with Patrick Mahomes, you never know. But I guess there was a point where, and I even said that they were better than I thought they'd even be. No doubt about it. But as a Clevelander, it's just in my blood to never count my chickens before they
just sit there and go, all right, are we going to screw this up, you mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that, let's say if they were playing Houston or the Jets and they were up 22 to 10, I would have been like, all right, we're victory Monday, right?
We're good. Yeah. Let's go mow the lawn. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I'll chime in here as well and also say that I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to get a lot of credit for this big comeback that they had. Of course, he's very deserving of that. I think the difference between and chime in here as well, guys, of just in my point of view, the Browns obviously won that first half, but they went into the second half and the Chiefs made the necessary adjustments. They looked at the game plan, and the Browns didn't have the ball for like 7 minutes in that third quarter or something like that. They came out, held the ball, took their time to do it. And because the only thing that was stopping the Browns was the Browns offense, or killing the Chiefs was the Browns offense. And it wasn't necessarily the defense so much. So when they came out, they took their time and they just kept the Browns offense off the field for that long. And they made the necessary adjustments to do it, to win. And I mean, ultimately, it was a great game. I was super excited, but they couldn't go over the hump.
Yeah. No matter whatever, we know it's going to be an exciting season for sure.
Yeah.
So
think about the opener last year at Baltimore. We got our butts handed to us. I mean, this is, so much better.
Austin, just when I forgot about that, you brought it up again.
Well, it's by like 40 points or something.
I know. It was bad. I forgot about that. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us on the On the Go Post show. You can leave your comments. I want to hear from all you Browns fans. Leave them below. We'll be reading through them throughout the day. Thanks so much for being with us. We're going to see you at 4:30 tomorrow.